Cloud9. If FaZe can win this series and get into that grand finals, not only will they have the advantage over the team that comes from that elimination bracket, but also it will be a statement for the Halo Championship Series that FaZe are now ready to win a tournament.
Absolutely. Beating Cloud9 in a series, in a tournament, will be massive for their confidence. We've seen how hot Bound was playing earlier today. We're going to hop on board early with Renegade, and he's already being aggressive in the faces of FaZe.
Renegade doesn't get the kill that he was looking for, though. Penguin there to pick up another, and it's going to actually be a couple of kills traded across the board. Bound will be last player alive here for FaZe, so a pretty decent start here for Cloud9. But look at Bound. Bound says, okay, rest of my teammates are down. I'm going to pick up the ball, and I'm actually going to bait a player in as I have the rocket launcher, and I'm going to be able to get that trade and allow my teammates to create a little bit of space on the map to move up in.
Yeah, not sure how Bound was able to secure those rockets at the start, but that was actually a massive play. So we saw Cloud9 jump out to an early lead, get the kills that they needed in order to maybe get an early lead off. But no, Bound made a great individual play, getting rockets, getting the ball. Not only that, but trading that kill and buying time for his teammates to come off spawn. Already, FaZe, even though Cloud9 got the early kills, is off to an early lead.
Bubu with the ball in hand as well. We're going to have to drop that. Has that thrust to escape for now. He's going to make sure that ball is down bottom mid, so it's going to be difficult for Cloud9 to pick that up. But look at this from Eco. A really strong push coming in from him, but FaZe find themselves 4 dead off the back of that. Cloud9 will be able to pick that ball up, and now where are the spawns coming in? As where they take that ball is going to be vital.
Yeah, great job by Eco to understand that his teammates were going to get that kill and that he needs to go for the ball. That's what we're talking about, slaying and objective efficiency right there. Eco stops what he's doing, turns around, knows that he's the guy that's in charge of getting the ball. And because of it, Cloud9 starting to amount that 20-point deficit comeback.
Eco picks up the first kill, traded out immediately, but Eco with 2, that Stalker rifle. You know how influential it can be, and you can see that in the kill feed. Renegade not being able to get the better of Snipe down, though, as Eco will still have that ball in his hand. And just like that, we have a tie game as C9 now take the lead.
Yeah, FaZe having a hard time breaking the setup so far, but that kill from Snipe down was massive on the StelluR. This could be where they break the setup up. But Eco in such a good anchor position here is actually going to try and deny rockets, and if he was able to kill Bound there, it would have been massive. But unfortunately, he loses all of his teammates, and now FaZe, once again with rocket control, ball in hand, have a real opportunity to once again get a lead.
Bound picks up one. Falcated's there to clean things up after he picked up an initial kill with the Bulldog. So 3 players now fall for Cloud9. FaZe have control, and FaZe, most importantly, have the lead. They also have another rocket to play with here as Bound picks up the final kill onto StelluR. That was all 4 dead for Cloud9, all of them off the respawn. Eco will be back into the respawn almost immediately.
I mean, what awareness by Bound right there to check bottom middle, understanding that nobody on his team is watching bottom mid. So as soon as he doesn't use the rocket and cleanly gets that kill into tires, he gets his shield back, checks bottom middle, spots Eco, and stops Eco from doing more damage than Eco was planning on doing right there. Because of it, FaZe keep their setup.
The concern here, though, for FaZe is even though they picked up that initial kill in the fight and they had the ball in their hands, C9 have managed to break through somehow or other here. Eco picks up a kill in the feed. StelluR now trying to move up to support his teammates. Bubu going to have a 1v1, but it's going to be a little bit lopsided as the Bulldog will be in the hands of the player from Cloud9. There's a back smack from Bound. He's been the playmaker so far for FaZe. StelluR gets taken down as well. And I said he's a playmaker. There's a perfect example of it.
That's a play being made, but how do you break this Bulldog setup in PD right now? Renegade on a tear with this Bulldog, trying to be broken once again. It can't be broken, though. Renegade will not go down, finds himself a 2-piece. Once again, holding down that police department. Call the police, because Renegade is on a rampage.
51-55 the score here as FaZe managed to get that ball in their hands. And even though the work was being done, like you mentioned, from Renegade, FaZe have managed to sneak away with that oddball, most importantly. Good shots coming across map from Snipe down. StelluR now having to back up as Eco will have fallen. Maybe just waiting a few seconds for that respawn to come in so they can push as a 4. The rocket launcher going to be coming up as well. Snipe down picks up one in the feed, but StelluR will answer back with 2 of his own. Eco with another. Last player alive is going to be Bubu with that ball in hand.
A great job by Bubu to throw it bottom middle. Even better job by StelluR to be in the perfect position to catch it, throw it back, and say, no, 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 not so fast. And Eco right there, able to pick up the ball because of what StelluR did. He throws it into a much easier position for his teammates to grab, gets another kill, and StelluR is showing you exactly how to play perfect Halo.
One of the most consistent players you could possibly ask for on your team, StelluR. Goes under the radar a little bit. Hoaxer was saying that he thinks he's one of the 2 most underrated players in the entirety of Halo, the other one being Penguin, and you can't disagree with him with what those two have managed to do in recent weeks and recent times. One of them is a Halo World Champion, of course, but Eco, another Halo World Champion, looking to deal with the pressure that's coming in here from Falcated, taking a cheeky little angle up on that barrier. And now Snipedown going to pick up another kill. It's a little bit of a slave fest here. Neither team being able to get any kind of control.
Yeah, but these nades are doing tons of damage to the members of Cloud9, and both members, Renegade, Penguin, they go down. FaZe aren't able to get the ball before it resets, actually, and that could be a blessing for Cloud9. Objective efficiency, that's what we're talking about once again. Getting that ball touch would have been massive for FaZe, but unfortunately, they're going to lose their carrier because it does reset, and this is time being wasted that FaZe could have been capitalizing on if it hadn't.
Eco with the Bulldog again. And the Bulldog is a power weapon in itself on this map. So many close quarters fights to be had. bubu will make sure that it's out of his hands for now, but taken down almost immediately by StelluR, but not without dropping a grenade for his troubles. Renegade had to win that fight to give Cloud9 a little bit of an opportunity just to have some sort of map control, but FaZe, with Renegade as the last player alive, have rotated that ball smartly away from those respawns that look like they're coming in over a cafe. Okay,
so we talk about the ice that FaZe needs coming into the series. We got 10 points to separate these two teams. They need 15 to go to win this first round. Can FaZe close this out, or will Cloud9 once again step up in the moments that matter the most?
Snipedown's prioritization there was about as good as you could possibly ask for in that situation. However, Renegade, he's got the rockets, doesn't pick up one, it would just be one, but maybe the BR or a beatdown will be enough for the double kill. And once again, Cloud9 led by Renegade, that impact player in the final moments of round number 1 here have taken the lead.
Yeah, letting rockets go into the hands of Renegade could have been the biggest mistake FaZe made throughout this first round. Right now, desperating to get to the ball, trying to shut this carrier down. The brute grenades, they did not come true for Snipedown. Kills come through for Cloud9, and FaZe are going to lose round 1. Cloud9 take it in the brinks of the end.
There was that one power weapon that was the difference between the two teams, and that is how closely matched they are. It was back and forth for the entirety of that round number 1, but Renegade managing to sneak that rocket launcher away just at the end was the difference maker for FaZe. bubu picks up one though. Snipedown with a kill in the feed. 4 dead off the break here for Cloud9. The perfect response, and this time the rockets go to FaZe.
So FaZe did such a good job of controlling rockets early in the first round. They let the last 2 sets of rockets go to Cloud9, and because of it, they lost that round. They cannot afford to do that again. Rockets being put to use do find themselves 1 kill. Falcated not able to find the double though, so we'll see how long they're able to keep the setup now that he's gone down.
Kills just being traded across the board here, but it's actually Cloud9 who come out on top. They will have 3 players alive after the bullets and the guns silenced for a few moments. And they most importantly have the ball here back at Tram Station. This is the first time we've actually seen a rotation here for either team. And you have to wonder how much time will be able to be put on the board here by C9.
Yeah, they're in such a good setup right now. Look at all 4 players here in Tram. You want to see them try and create some space, and that's exactly what Renegade plans on doing here. As you see him walking out of PD, if you're wondering why he's doing this, is because they can't afford to get trapped in that back PD. They want angles. Renegade being the player, trying to force those angles being possible, but Snipedown getting the better of him is huge for FaZe play.
Well, drop shield enough to give him that extra bullet advantage. Eco with a sentinel beam surviving for now. bubu gets melted, along with a little finishing touch coming in from StelluR as well. Penguin yet to have a kill registered on the board in this second round. Bound versus Penguin. This time it will be Penguin who answers my question and gets his first kill on the board. No trade coming in that time for Bound. 35-2 the score.
Yeah, what a kill that was, because it's going to open up PD back Tram once again for Cloud9 to bring the ball back inside, rack up some significant time, and with 38-2 and a full setup for Cloud9, you're seeing FaZe trying to opt to wait for rockets, but they're getting pinned down, they're getting poked out, and they may not be able to secure these rockets even though they have complete control of the middle of the map.
Bound might be the player to watch here as well for FaZe. Falcated has the rockets, but Bound is the player who's going to be making some impactful first contact with the C9 players. He managed to pick up 1, he managed to pick up 2. So the way that I see Bound here for FaZe, he's doing the job that Renegade does for Cloud9. He's first in a lot of the time. He has to pick up those entry frags to create space for his team.
Falcated needs to make a play with this rocket shotty combo. He finds one, knocks another player to no shield, but has to get in there, has to figure out a way to break the setup, and he can't do it alone. You have to think he's not going to be able to do it alone, but he finds 2. Make it a third with an assist from bubu, so maybe Falcated can do this by himself. Bound does find the last one, and that was all 4 dead for Cloud9, so Falcated turns those power weapons into productivity, and now with a full setup, FaZe have the first chance in the second round to rack up some significant ball time.
bubu trying to put pressure on as well. Bound with another double kill after the damage being done by bubu. Last two players alive are going to be as far away from that oddball as possible, which is great news for FaZe here. 57-24 the score. Stalker rifle in the hands of Bound as well, which means he's going to be able to really do some damage on those players trying to push. StelluR's going to be that player trying to push. The trade will come in.
Not a bad trade in that situation. You kind of want to see Bound have the upper hand there, but when you get that low shield to the nade, you're hoping for a trade in that situation. Great shots from Falcated as well. So these trades, you would think they benefit FaZe, but as we swipe the snipe down screen, all of a sudden Cloud9 has the ball back in tram, and he's surrounded by multiple members of Cloud9 still.
C9 just managing to win the scrappier parts of this game. Bound now in a 1v1. He'll win that one. A double kill for him. Rocket's coming up in 5 seconds as well, but as you can see in front of him, players falling from his team, so he has to be careful, has to prioritize these kills, which he does absolutely perfectly, not only to get the oddball into FaZe's hands, but allowing Snipedown to get the rockets as well.
Yeah, this could be huge for FaZe Clan right now. Unfortunately, Snipedown forced to trade. Hopefully someone from FaZe able to pick up those rocks, put them to use. Great shots by bubu to win that one-on-one as well. So these kills, they're clutch, they're coming through from FaZe, and they need every single one of them if they want to come back here.
Falcated going to be under pressure, though. You can see the Renegade was up on that balcony, and Renegade is going to bounce a couple of frag grenades down to his feet to take him into the respawn screen. And now you're seeing a rotation from Cloud9. That oddball out of tram back towards back tower, where we saw the majority of this first round of this first map being contested. And Cloud9 getting closer and closer now to closing out this game. 2-0 in rounds. They only need 9 points.
Yeah, Cloud9 using teamwork between Eco and StelluR here. Last two members alive, trying to hold off until resources can come. And you're already seeing Renegade get here in time, so that's a great job by the boys in blue here to buy time for their teammates coming off respawn, move across the map, and now you're making it so difficult for FaZe to get any side of control. It's going to have to come on the back of multi-kills here, you would think, but they're not coming through. Eco does get one. It's traded out immediately, and bubu with this shotgun keeping his team in this for now.
This needs to be almost perfect here from FaZe. One more mistake and it's game over.
Oh, nice.
Bound picks up one, and that's important. That gives them a 4v3 advantage on the map. Renegade trying to sneak into PD. Renegade taking down to no shields. bubu will clean it up as well. Eco and Penguin last alive. Bound trying to keep that pressure on. Spawn's coming over at Arcade as well, so it's not just going to be first wave here. There's going to be another wave coming in from Cloud9, but it looks like FaZe have been able to deal with it again. bubu with that Bulldog in hand. StelluR manages to get the kill to survive.
What a big kill from StelluR to keep PD control for Cloud9 right now. FaZe would have been able to probably get some ball time right there if StelluR goes down easy, but StelluR never goes down easy, buys time. Not only that, but gets that kill, and because of it, it's once again Cloud9 just buying time for the respawners to make it across the map. The battle for rockets going down now.
Big double kill coming in from Eco as well. Eco now pushing up the P Street. StelluR's gonna put Falcated on his back, and once again in the depths of the rounds, it's gonna be Cloud9 who pick up the rocket launcher. Bound picks up one onto Eco. One rocket not gonna connect for kills. Penguin picks up one though. bubu trying to sneak in another rocket not connecting here. 97-98. It doesn't matter too much though, as the oddball is in the hands of Cloud9, and with that, they will got one in the series.
Cloud9 take game one with a little bit of push from FaZe, but it was really a dominant performance from all of Cloud9. Individual plays being made everywhere, and the teamwork there to match the efficiency of the objective was everything for them, and it started early and continued throughout the entirety of both rounds.
The wonderful thing about watching two teams like Cloud9 and FaZe play each other at the moment, Wes, is you can almost pinpoint the moments that win rounds, that win games, right? And you go back to that first round, it was back and forth, 15, 20 seconds, the most that any team seemed to be able to get in their hands, until that rocket launcher right at the end of that first round.
Yeah, you cannot let Renegade dictate the game with these power-ups and power weapons. It's what he does best. It's his best asset, is knowing and being on top of those power-ups and power weapons every single time, it seems. Nobody from FaZe was there to answer Renegade's pressure on the power weapons in that late first round, and because of it, Renegade secures those rockets, does serious work and damage with them, and secures his team that round one win. And when you have that round one win to play with, your confidence is soaring into round two.
One thing that FaZe kind of highlighted as well, I've been watching a lot of them scrimming sort of in recent weeks as well, and they were struggling a little bit on Oddball, even though they were picking up a huge amount of kills. It was almost like a matchmaking issue, right? Someone needs to pick up the Oddball. And I think in that second round there, towards the end, there was a few opportunities maybe where they could have scrapped 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and those kind of things make the difference. C9 were happy to do that as well, especially around that tram hold when they did have a couple of players fall.
Yeah, if I'm FaZe and I'm playing against Cloud9 in another Streets Oddball, I want nothing to do with that ball being back trim. They really were not able to break that setup for long periods of time. FaZe struggling to figure out how to break that setup efficiently. In Cloud9, we've seen this isn't the first time that when they get the ball in that back trim area, they trade out kills successfully, they push out successfully, and they can hold that thing for just about the entire round. So FaZe need to do a better job of making sure that setup doesn't come into fruition, because when it does, we've seen how good of success Cloud9 can have.
Now we move over to Recharge now for our game number 2 of this best of 5. StelluR first to 50, we know it, we love it, and it's going to be an interesting one between these two teams as well. Do you expect this to be played at a pace, Wes, or do you think this is going to be one of those StelluR recharges we see start to slow down a little bit just because of the two teams and the way that they respect each other and know that either way that this game goes could really dictate the pace of the rest of the series?
I expect this game to be very, very fast paced up until the point where it could potentially be a close game at the end, and then it will slow down, and only then will it slow down. Cloud9 struggling in their Slayers and scrims. I've watched them play a majority of the last few weeks. Their Slayers are very frustrating for them. So if they get down by about 10 kills early on, they almost chalk up the game. They almost want to go next as fast as possible. Look for FaZe to get off to a hot start, because if they can, they may be able to shake the confidence of Cloud9.
It's very interesting that you mentioned how C9 seem to be struggling in Slayers. I think anyone who's probably watched a little bit of C9 is probably thinking, hey, how are these guys losing Slayers? That's maybe how, as Renegade gets out BR'd by Bound bottom middle. And that's not just an out BR, that's also the camo going into his hands, and that's another kill going to Bound. Little things like that, 1 kill turns into 2, plus keeping the power up out of the hands of C9. Big play from Bound.
Yeah, you said 1 kill turns into 2. It was more like 3 already from Bound, and off the break, when you're able to get those 3 kills, get off to a hot start, that's exactly what FaZe needs to rebound after that game 1.
Angela going to win that fight. Falcated takes down Renegade. Renegade having a little bit of a struggle at the start of this one. Even though it is extremely early days, a couple of fights not going his way. Falcated now being able to control and patrol around the top pipes. Eco taking down to no shields as well. Renegade there to keep his teammate alive though. Penguin picks up the first kill in the team fight. Snipe Down though has the shock rifle in his hands, and I don't need to say it, we all know that this man could do damage, but there's Penguin putting the pressure onto him.
Yeah, you can tell Snipe Down had the presence and the awareness to be like, it's too quiet. And unfortunately, when he drops down, that Mangler being possessed by Penguin gives him the advantage in that close range combat. Snipe Down unable to hit that shock rifle headshot, goes down, and what was once looking like a great opportunity for FaZe to slow the game down, set up, and let Snipe Down go to work is immediately shut down by that flank from Penguin.
StelluR has the sword. StelluR has a kill. Okay, and unfortunately, the recipient of the sharp end of the blade as he slid down the pipes towards StelluR. Bound answered back, though, almost immediately for FaZe, and StelluR's got to work with his teammate here, and the push is actually going to come in from FaZe. Now, is the damage going to be done enough for them to convert kills without StelluR being able to get into position with that sword? It looks like they are, whereas they've done an amazing job there, FaZe, to get in and most importantly get out without taking the damage. But here's the sword. There's 1, but no, not 2, as bubu will stay alive and manage to pick it up.
That's such a big kill from bubu to just trade out that sword player. So often do we see a sword player just go on a killing spree, or more so in this pipe area, especially when they compare it with grapple. But both players actually with grapple sword finding few or no success at all right there. A great job by both teams to shut that down before it gets out of hand.
Okay, you're trying to put the pressure onto Renegade, and Renegade's starting to feel the pressure as well. However, his teammate picking up a kill onto Snipe Down is going to allow him maybe a little bit of space to escape, but the comms are good from FaZe as bubu manages to call out, or be on the receiving end of the call out and pick up the kill. Eco picks up another one on Snipe Down. StelluR 2 now. Eco staying alive here with sword in control. This could be bad for FaZe, but 2 players low shields will be able to escape as his teammates do some phenomenal work across the map.
Yeah, you see Eco gets that opportunity to leave and get out of dodge there, bottom control, because Penguin gets the kill on a Bound over on the pipe side of the map. It opens up that as an escape pathway. He would have been trapped and likely killed if Penguin's not able to support him and move across the map and create that space for him to be able to get out of there. A great job by all Cloud9 to understand that we got to get out of the situation, and in order to do so, clear out some space.
But you can play the Jaws theme there. As Eco sneakily goes through the dark waters and manages to pick up that kill with the sword. Renegade picks up another kill in the feed as well. 26 to 22. Now this is starting to get slightly worrying here for FaZe, because this means that Cloud9 can afford to make a push, knowing that if it doesn't go well, they're still not going to lose the lead here, even if they lose 4 members. But if C9 get on a roll and they get that first kill, this is where that gap can start to really kind of extend, and FaZe will start to feel the pressure even more.
You're seeing Cloud9 push into FaZe with confidence right now. They're really starting to feel themselves. Up 5 kills right now here in the Slayer. You know they have every intention of closing this series out in a very dominant fashion. FaZe trying to fight back in this series, need to find a round to win, or a game to win. Very doable from their end though. Camo is up. Eco wants to bait it, but unfortunately, as he's immediately trying to make a play outside, he's taken down by the multiple angles from FaZe right there. They secure bound this camo, and all of a sudden FaZe look like they have the upper hand.
And who was it that got that first kill for FaZe? It was Bound again, and with that they managed to pick up successive kills. 30 to 29 the score now. Falcated still in the pipes with shock rifle as well. It's a 1-kill game as we approach that 30-kill mark.
Yeah, Falcated says he wants nothing to do with that turbine fight right now. Can't hit the headshot either, as he's trying to slow play this, but having to watch multiple angles is very difficult. You want to see Falcated get some help over there. Dubu opting to get this sword. We're seeing a lot of sword gameplay come into fruition now that the game's been out for a bit. Pros are starting to understand, hey, this thing can be deadly, especially when you can control or pipe. But they're looking to push past that Dubu with the entry and sword, and this is the opportunity for FaZe to take the lead.
StelluR picks up 1 though, somehow stays alive for long enough for maybe Renegade and Penguin to get into position and clean things up. There was a ninja in the feed as well. Didn't catch it on our screens, but Snipedown picks up 1. Penguin picks up 1. C9 not letting this sword drop as well. They want to control top A. If they can get control of the sword and that repulsor, then FaZe might be in a little bit of a tough position now, as they're all trapped within control.
Yeah, that was honestly a nice job by FaZe to trade out efficiently in that disadvantageous position. It seemed like they were all trapped elevator, going against sword players, collapsing on them from high and low, and because they were able to trade, they find themselves only down 1 kill with a lot of space to work with. They tie it up right here, and now, like you said, FaZe look like they're trapped almost like rats right here in a lab. Let's see if Penguin can turn this into a few kills.
Snipedown picks up 2 though. Manages to hold the angles well enough to not only get the kills to give FaZe the lead by 1, but also get the sword out of the hands of Cloud9 once again. So C9 trying to be proactive on the map has cost them once again here, Wes, and that's not the first time that's happened in this game.
No, they live and die by their aggression, right? A lot of the times Cloud9 have so much success when they're aggressive, but sometimes they get caught off. Sometimes a pre-grenade can stop everything from happening. I love the aggressiveness out of Dubu. Unfortunately, it's traded out immediately, and you don't want to see that, but Snipedown in the great position, and there we go. FaZe having positioning and teamwork. Trade out efficiently, turn this to a 4-kill game in the late game.
Snipedown keeping the pressure on, but players respawning around back C mean they can flank down by a repulsor and get that trade. 3 kills the difference between the 2 teams, but FaZe only needs 7. Bound with an opportunity here to make that gap even closer towards winning this. Game number 2 and tying up the series 43 to 40. Shock rifle in his hands.
Yeah, you asked me if the game was ever going to slow down. This is the moment where it slows down. Up 3 kills, shock rifle in Bound's hands. They want to slow this game down. FaZe want to create space, maybe trap Cloud9 similar to how they were trapped in this control area. You almost want to see Bound reposition with the shock rifle, because he's given his position away multiple times. If he's able to do that, maybe he can find the pick that FaZe needs.
Snipedown gets information though on once C9 are going to be set up. It's a little warning shot onto the back of Penguin. Bound now, like you mentioned, having played off that information from Snipedown, has an opportunity to hit a shot. Eco will sneak past. Now it looks like C9 are trying to make a little bit of a play here, and they need to do so. 4 minutes 20 left on the clock for them to put something together. Bound not quite connecting with the shock rifle yet.
Yeah, look at Eco just teasing him, getting information, but jumping before he pokes out, making it almost an impossible shot, especially while being de-scoped. Bound gonna have to be incredible with this shock rifle if he plans on extending the lead for his team.
Camo pop in right now. Penguin Almost had his head popped as well, but manages to shuffle and shake once more to stay alive. And with that distraction, the push now comes in from Cloud9. Bubu under pressure, but FaZe holds strong. StelluR gets taken down with a sword as well. That was the push from C9, and FaZe managed to hold their ground, and they'll pick up the camo as well.
What a play from bubu, baiting Bound right there with the shock rifle, not showing himself until two members have pushed through elevator, and because of it, he's able to shoot both members in the back, find those kills, and extend the lead. But now Cloud9 answering back. Somehow camo is not secured for FaZe off the back of those kills. Still a 2-kill game, and Snipe Down on the prowl finds one.
3 kills needed for FaZe. 2 players gonna be stuck on the pipes for Cloud9. Penguin all alone on an island. He'll be able to pick up a kill onto Bound, though. Somehow Penguin gets out of that situation. I thought he was dead to rights. Eco picks up another. FaZe just need one now. 49 to 46. Snipe Down trying to survive. He's down to no shields. Bubu will manage to back one player up with that repulsor, but they can't secure that final kill. Until now, it's Bound, the playmaker again for FaZe.
For the first time, we see FaZe close out a close game versus Cloud9. The plays were made, and it was really the dubu silently playing the elevator position to allow Cloud9 into elevator. Bound starts getting shot in the back. Dubu trades that damage out so effectively, extends the lead. Even though they don't get camo, those kills became crucial to them closing that game 2 out, and now find themselves tied in the series 1-1.
And I want to highlight Bound in that game as well. Yeah, his stats compared to his teammates maybe don't look the best, right? 14 kills, he gave away 16 deaths, but how many openings did he create for FaZe in that game number 2 for the likes of Falcated, for the likes of Bubu, for the likes of Snipe Down to move in and clean up the damage? It's such a difficult playstyle to kind of put together. On the other side of things as well, StelluR 17 and 11 from him, a big performance from B.
StelluR doing everything he can to keep his team one in that one, but 3 kills separated the 2. And if you ask Bound about his stats after that game, the only stat that matters is making sure his team wins. 50 to 47. Falcated with 55 or 4,500 damage there in game 2. Gonna lead the entire lobby. And it was really all of FaZe, and it was needed from all of FaZe for them to pull this one off. It's gonna be a collective effort to beat a team like Cloud9.
You mentioned before this series got underway, kind of reflecting on what happened last time we saw these 2 teams meet, right? In the grand finals last time, it was a close series. It was a super tight series. The score, maybe the 3-0 didn't reflect what actually happened. And it was C9 winning the big moments, those clutch moments. Well, in this game number 2, Wes, you have to say it was FaZe when that push came in at top elevator right towards the end of the game, where they held their own just here and managed to pick up the kills. That was what secured them the game.
Yeah, it was absolutely incredible. Bubu's decision making there. I'm not sure if it was timing or if he literally knew he was going to bait Bound in that situation if they pushed. But Bubu silently playing that spot. You could tell when Cloud9 pushed, they had no idea he was about to jump up behind them and get that level of damage on them. And because he was able to do that for free, he's able to trick Cloud9 basically into a trap, and where they, in a situation where they think they have the advantage, they did not.
Well, neither team has the advantage in the series right now. We're tied up at 1-1 in this best of 5. C9 and FaZe putting on a show again for everyone who's watching at home. And of course, we thank you for joining us this evening for the second edition of the Halo Championship Pro Series. And off the break here, it's going to be Snipe Down who picks up the rockets, but Penguin will exchange power weapon for power up and re-challenge with that overshield to pick up the kill.
Yeah, Cloud9 win the battle for the mid-map early on. EcoSmith trying to get into the base early, and often Falcated is going to spot him, and that overextension from Eco could cost his team's ability to get a potential flag run going early on. Slays immediately come through for FaZe, and that's massive for FaZe, right? That was off a brink of a clutch victory in game 2. You want to start game 3 hot. You want to use that momentum to potentially sway Cloud9's confidence. Do not let them get off to a hot start here in game 3.
Yeah, I think it's a really good point. That kind of just like quelled the fire a little bit. If FaZe, having gone forward dead off the rip there, allow C9 to get an early flag pull, when it gets halfway across, things get a little bit dicey. It's like, here we go again. Okay. But now they've managed to get a little bit of map control. Bubu winning some fights against Penguin as well. And that's one thing I am noticing here as well, where it's in those straight BR battles, FaZe ain't losing too many of them against C9.
No, it isn't. But Cloud9 doesn't give you too many straight up one-on-ones a lot of the time. A lot of the time it's a wolf pack effort from their aggression. StelluR shooting phenomenally so far. throughout the series when the game is on his point of view. Already 5-2 right now, leading the pack for Cloud9. I expect the rest of the boys to step up in blue.
Renegade picks up a kill, but bubu will chase his own damage to make sure that Renegade doesn't become too much of a problem behind enemy lines. Now, this is going to be an attritional game between these two. Penguin trying to be the aggressor here. Mangler on Mangler action. It's going to be no shots connecting, but a lot of beatdowns being exchanged. And this is an opening here for C9. They've got a couple dead, and they've got inside of the FaZe base already.
Yeah, bound in a very difficult position for Cloud9 to deal with in their borrow right now. It's going to be up to him to really make the winning play as he's trying to play sneaky, already overextended. Right now, Penguin with this overshield is going to try and get a touch on this flag, but the return does come through. Even though FaZe are getting outswayed, the objective not being able to quite be done for Cloud9, and that's a great testament to FaZe's defensive skills and coming off respawn and stopping that first attempt.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers to snipe down there off the respawn, just straight into the BR reticle of Penguin, just being so aware of that thruster spawn coming in. FaZe now trying to exchange flag pulls as they will overextend. And this is a battle for mid-map. Whoever picks up these slays here might be in the best position to actually get this flag moving back to their base. The overextension from FaZe are looking pretty good right now. They picked up not only 1, 2 kills. Penguin's going to be last alive here to try and do something massive for Cloud9 to save the day. Bubu gets around the corner. Falcated in a 1v1 with StelluR. And you have to say that between them, StelluR and Penguin have just pulled off some ridiculous stuff for C9.
Great job by Penguin. Great focus by Penguin on each individual player. Understanding the situation and finding those kills. Just buying enough time for the last player on his team to find the last player alive on FaZe was all Cloud9 needed to stop that. It really looked like FaZe was in a great position to close that one out, get a counter cap opportunity from the overextension of Cloud9. But no, Cloud9 step up just like FaZe has done so far throughout this game.
Now the battle for mid-map control starts again. Renegade wasn't able to make too much happen with those rockets. Falcated is going to be moving into the base, though, as 2 players from C9 are going to be on the respawn screen. It'll take a second just to double back and get that thruster, which might give him the advantage here in this 1v1 fight with Eco. Eco, though, is going to have the moves as he shoulder peeks out to get that little extra burst in before Falcated could answer back and get that cleanup. That's one thing that I certainly do enjoy myself about Halo Infinite, the ability, that strafe speed to use the geometry to just get that little peak advantage.
Yeah, Falcated needed to get that pick in order to have any hope for FaZe to get a run going there. Now it's a battle for overshield. Multiple members of FaZe go down, and Cloud9 not only get Falcated out of their base with that shotgun thrust, but they're able to get the rest of the kills, get this overshield controlled, and now look to push on the enemy base.
Okay, doing a little bit of damage. Bubu's going to be there as well. Eco going to try and create the angle onto Bubu, but he doesn't need to because his teammates are now in position to pick up the kills that are required for him to move that flag across the map. Bound is in a position to do damage, though, to C9. They need to find Bound. They need to deal with him. Eco should be dealt with, though, by Bound, but there's StelluR with a cheeky back smack to put him in the respawn screen. Renegade in a 1v1 now with Bubu. It's a TikTok dance battle at the moment between the two, and both back down.
Yeah, both back down, but the flag being run by the other members of Cloud9. Renegade doing his job, buying time, staying alive, making sure bubu dubu is forced to focus on him, has now just given Cloud9 the lead.
C9 strike first. Bound will strike back, though. Maybe not with the flag, but certainly with the kill, as he manages to do a little bit of damage on his way up to the top of the balcony. Now, FaZe, who have been on the back foot the majority of this game, now have no opportunities to rest on their laurels. They need to go forward. They need to put the pressure onto C9, which is so difficult to do.
Look at the stats right now. StelluR 16-5. We got 6.5 minutes left in this game, and StelluR already with 16 to his name. Make it 17. Absolutely dominating FaZe right now, giving his team that slaying prowess that Cloud9 need to keep this lead.
Yeah, StelluR I'm going to rename as the Silent Assassin. Doesn't say a lot out of game. Doesn't say too much in-game, to be honest with you, but just goes about his business and consistently puts up stats which help Cloud9 pick up win after win. There's going to be a grapple available here for Bubu to make sure that FaZe can secure that overshield. And is this going to be what they need? The little spark that they need to go forward. However, there's going to be a plasma pistol to neutralize that almost immediately, but they still have rockets. They have everything they need to push onto C9.
Yeah, that's 3 dead for Cloud9 right now. Renegade, last guy alive. Make Renegade the last guy in the death screen for Cloud9 as Falcated finds him with that rocket, switches out that empty rocket for the BR. And right now, FaZe looks to get a good run going, but there's already overextenders for Cloud9.
There are, but there also are kills being picked up here by FaZe onto those overextenders that you do mention. Bound to pick up another kill, and that'll be the players that needed to be killed being eliminated. And with that, FaZe will tie things up. That's the first time we've really seen them get into a position to guarantee some spawn slates, and off the back of it, it's transferred into a cap.
Such a good job of FaZe to stop the overextenders from getting into a position where they could have an advantage. Have anybody getting caught off guard from FaZe in that flag run could have been stopped, but no, FaZe on top of everything right there stops the overextensions. That was StelluR and the rest of the boys. Because they get those kills, they're able to secure that cap, tie this game up, and now you're looking at a series against Cloud9 and the winners finals tied 1-1. You now are tied 1-1 in game 3 as well. If you can take this, you give yourself so much momentum going into game 4.
Just to put StelluR's stats into perspective, unfortunately, he's going to have a few seconds to think about them. He's 20-9 at the moment. Next close in the lobby is sniped down. You mentioned him as he picks up a kill on our screen. He's starting to heat up a little bit here for FaZe. He's got 14 to his nades. To his name, excuse me, as some nades do actually appear on our screen as well. The Dynamo nade's doing some damage to StelluR. Eco's going to push out to slow down, snipe down for just a few seconds, but the big players starting to heat up in the big moments here, Wes.
Yeah, Overshield coming up in 6 seconds. These kills are crucial for both teams right now. Cloud9 fighting for mid-map control. Great damage from StelluR as he finds one. Damage onto a second. That secures Overshield for Penguin. So StelluR leading the charge with that entry pick on the Overshield is going to give his team the opportunity to potentially take the lead here.
Eco cleaned up that last player, snipe down as well. Nade's going to be melting the overshield here of Penguin, but he's creating the time that is needed for Cloud9 to push up. bubu picks up one, though, to slow things down. Falcated with a nubble, but look at that chain coming in from that dynamo grenade from StelluR. He gets taken down as well. Renegade going to be last alive. You have to say FaZe played that one almost textbook defensively there inside their base.
Yeah, snipe down, hitting another drop shot with the Mangler on the StelluR. A little bit of help from his friends, able to clear that one out. Potentially fight for mid-map, but he's met with nades, and that's great communication out of Cloud9. Those grenades are not by chance. Death cams, communication gave away snipe down's positioning, and because of it, Cloud9 able to trade that damage out there from Renegade.
StelluR going to be ticking inside of the tree house, but I'm going to be taken down for now. Rocket's going to be secured here by FaZe. Snipe down going to have them in his hands. Now, can he convert them into kills? We've seen damage come in a lot of the time from the Rockets, and this time it's going to be damage from the rocket launcher itself physically, but they are going to be down. Bound now, sliding out to challenge Penguin. Penguin on the pillars. Penguin in the death screen. Where are those rockets, though? They're in the hands of Bound. FaZe have managed to secure them once again.
What a great play by Bound. Because he's able to get those kills and that damage, he's able to secure not only rockets, but the grapple in hand as well. Finds the first one on a Renegade, and that's the opening pick FaZe need to push into this base.
Eco, go and join your friends. Penguin, go and join Eco. Bound is heating up. This is the kind of streak you need to see from the Impact Slayer on FaZe. Inside of the base, he's going to clean up the last two alongside his teammates. 2 players on the respawn screen now, coming out of the respawn screen for Cloud9. The flag is moving as well, but those 2 players have managed to slow down that flag run. They tried to move it towards bar there, FaZe, and I'm not sure if that was the best route to take it.
Yeah, Bound thought his teammates were going to be able to get that flag out of the bar and extend it into the middle of the map. Unfortunately, they get taken down. I believe it was by Eco Smith, and because of it, Bound kind of looking like a fool, waiting for Overshield, allows that fight to be returned. He's gotten a few kills since, and unfortunately, not able to get that flag any further, but sniped down right there to continue the run. So FaZe was able to continue map control with that Overshield. So maybe Bound made the right play as far as staying alive in that situation, has now given his team another opportunity to cap a flag with it already being halfway.
C9 defensively very, very good there as well. Those spike grenades, the brute grenades, were vital for them to pick up alongside the kills that went with them. The return should come in here from Penguin, even though he gets taken down. StelluR pushing up now with that Mangler in his hand. He'll have yet another kill to his collection. Make that 2. Grenades can be thrown on the double doors from Falcated. StelluR should be able to survive and almost crossing that 30 kill mark now. StelluR, he's 29 and 40.
Yeah, unbelievable slaying statistics from StelluR. But looking at the assists, you can tell all Cloud9 has a hand in those 29 kills. 13, 16, and 10 are pretty good numbers from your teammates, especially when you've got 4 to your name. So Cloud9 showing their teamwork. It's just StelluR getting the better of the stats right now.
Slowdown picks up a kill. Falcated will be traded out, though. 3 for 3 across the map here between FaZe and C9. StelluR with that mangler in his hand is gonna do enough to ward off the damage coming in. And he manages to survive. Renegade will move in to pick up a kill, but he will be cleaned up for now. Penguin now moving towards the front of the FaZe base on the balcony. Has the assault rifle in hand as well. Falcated's going to be meeting him, and he'll be taken down. Perfect shots coming in from Falcated.
Look how difficult StelluR was to kill going towards that grapple. Because he gets all the way to the grapple, he forces Bound to overextend to try and finish him off. Because of that, Eco's now in a position to get free damage on Bound, find a kill. And that's what Cloud9 is doing so well, is becoming such a difficult kill. We're going into overtime now as both teams battled for middle map control. Neither team really able to get anything going since the last cap being punched in. We're now looking at next cap win situation, 5 minutes on the clock. Cloud9 and FaZe have an opportunity to extend each his lead here in the winners finals.
We made this a best of 7. Pretty sure League Ops, and yeah, I don't think that would be any kind of competitive integrity being upheld, but come on, let's be real. Let's just watch these two teams go at it all day, because it's been a lot of fun to watch. StelluR with a double kill with the rocket launcher as well. Perfect start here from C9. The pressure on FaZe. They're defending inside of their base, but look at this swarm that's coming in from C9. They have overshield, they had rockets, they won the opening break, and now they have that flag moving, which could be the game-winning flag.
It could be, it should be. Cloud9 in every position to punch this one in. Snipe down, trying to overextend. He gets caught by StelluR. Dubu.
Look at Bound.
And another member of FaZe do find kills. Bound being a nuisance in the flag. Unsuspecting by Cloud9 right now, being a nuisance, but Renegade, StelluR, they're able to take him down. Not only that, but Dubu tries to get the return, and unfortunately, just at the nick of time, he's killed. And StelluR, he's running it in. The return comes through, and I believe that's going to be it.
Game goes to Cloud9. They managed to keep their composure at the end there, even though a couple of kills went against them, and that flagpole did come in from FaZe. But in overtime, C9 take the lead in the series 2-1. Now it's just one game away from securing themselves back-to-back grand finals.
FaZe is going to be kicking themselves for how they started that overtime round. You cannot afford to give up rockets and overshield in the way they did. It was a dominant overtime performance from Cloud9. Really, every single kill came in through their favor, but not off the back of plus regulation. StelluR's 36 kills, 36 and 15. When you're going plus 21, you're doing something right. And StelluR on all cylinders right now.
22.3 KDA for the man they call B. StelluR living up to his name with that kind of performance. Unbelievable stuff from him. The silent assassin strikes again for C9. Here's the damage as well, over 7k, nearly 8k damage for StelluR as well in that game. No surprise to see the stats like they were, Wes.
I mean, you said it best, right? When you interviewed Hoaxer and y'all talked about the most underrated player in Halo, it may just be StelluR. He might be quiet. He might not have much of a personality when it comes to the cameras are on him and he's being interviewed, but his personality speaks volumes in his gameplay. He is confident. He is aggressive. He is everything you want in a teammate, and he's giving Cloud9 the lead once again in the winners bracket finals.
Just these small moments again between the two teams. This play came in from Penguin, which, you know, was the kind of play that needed to be made for Cloud9 to survive that flag cap, and he managed to make it. FaZe once again with opportunities to get that flag moving, but on the back of that game, I would say, Wes, that it was generally controlled by C9. I think there was a few moments where FaZe got inside of the base and got a few pulls going, but I would say it was the right result, as crazy as that sounds, for the amount of pressure that they had.
Yeah, I mean, when a player's going plus 21, you have to think that how much space is he creating? How much opportunity is he giving his team? It was too much for FaZe to overcome, right? You have to figure out ways to slow StelluR down. But when you're focused on Renegade and Eco and every piece that Cloud9 have, it's so difficult to shut all 4 players down. StelluR being the leading charge in that game 3 has given his team that opportunity. And for FaZe, yeah, I mean, you got to find a way to create more openings. You have to stop the rocket overshield control. I mean, as easy as it's said, it's even more difficult than to do it. And especially in that overtime round, you're seeing how quickly that once Cloud9 has everything they need, how quickly they can transition that into ending the game.
Now, the worrying thing here for FaZe fans, as I look across the stats since Raleigh and including Raleigh, is that C9 have only played this once, live fire Strongholds, but they have won it. FaZe, on the other hand, have a 1-2 record. So they've only won it 1 out of the 3 times that they've played it. So they need to put in probably the biggest performance that they've come up with so far on a Strongholds map against one of the best teams in the world, arguably the best team in the world right now if they want to send this to a game 5. But it's a perfect start for them here. Where's AB in their control? But look at this, Penguin being a little bit sneaky and picking up a kill. It looks like maybe we might have a restart, but the looks of things, maybe no. Not sure. To be confirmed.
Something's going on.
Something's
definitely going on. StelluR's not wasting knockbacks.
Spidey sense. There we go. My Spidey sense was tingling and it was correct.
So a hot start for Cloud9, unfortunately, is going to be removed. We're going to go into a reset shortly with these
movement
two teams.
guide though from Penguin, you see it just sliding around, pulsar in, providing the entertainment that we wanted. It's a shame because I wanted to get straight into that game. It's been an amazing series so far, but I want to kind of, we have the opportunity now to ask you about, you know, what I want to talk about pacing with you a little bit as well, because it's something that me and Bravo were doing a little bit of VOD review this week, and watching Cloud9, we were saying that their pacing is what makes them so good as a team. Everyone always says Cloud9 play so fast, Cloud9 play this, they're always at you, but it's their recognition of numbers, Wes, which is, in my opinion, the best in the game at the moment. When to be aggressive, but also when to survive.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Cloud9, you see it throughout their gameplays, right? We talk about them playing aggressive, and it's not like they're always holding forward. It's that they know when to hold forward, and they know when to leave their like good positioning for bad positioning, because their team has numbers and that they're collapsing. So their positioning matters less because they have those numbers. They're going to be able to trade efficiently damage wise. There are also some very, very difficult kills. We saw StelluR stay alive for just a little bit longer when he was in a 1v2 on pillars. He's able to play his life even though he's no shield, extend his life all the way to grapple, and even though he doesn't stay alive, even though the stats will show that StelluR got a death in this situation and that a member of FaZe actually gets an additional assist in this situation, StelluR staying alive for those extra few seconds is so crucial, because the player that extends to kill StelluR even though he's no shield on grapple is immediately traded out from the respawners of Cloud9 from the balcony that was Eco. And because they trade that kill, you're not looking at the same amount of pressure from FaZe on the Cloud9 side. You're playing a 3v3 now, and when you're playing that 3v3, you deny the other team the opportunity to really have that successful advantage of numbers. Because of that, Cloud9's continuously swaying the ability of the other team to play at a different pace, right? They're setting the tone at all times. Every single one of them throughout all of their gameplay are setting the tone and the pace of how they want to play. They're dictating the pace is what I call it. And because when Cloud9 dictates the pace of games, they have so much success. It's how do you shut that down? How do you dictate the pace against Cloud9, which is what teams are still trying to figure out.
That's what question FaZe have got to answer now as we do get into our 4th game of the series. Cloud9, like I mentioned, just 1 game away from closing things out and being in yet another grand final. However, for FaZe, it's going to be a question now of can they take an objective game type off of Cloud9 for now. Eco inside of that B stronghold. It's going to be AB in control early for Cloud9. They picked up a couple of kills as well. Bound's going to be trying to challenge Eco here. It's going to be a 1v1 Bound just once again, just trying to break some ankles here. Eco's going to jump up and say, do you know what? I'm not playing this game anymore. I'm going over the top, and I'm going to pick up a headshot.
Yeah, Bound trying to play his life as well as he could. Unfortunately, it's just difficult when you're already in that position. Great shots out of StelluR as well with that camo, able to reset A, and already almost a trip cap for Cloud9. 24 unanswered points, and they're already pushing the trip cap once again. Cloud9 doing what Cloud9 do best, and that's dictate the pace of this game early on.
Yeah, this is a scary thing here for FaZe as well. They're not even managing to pick up kills. They kind of get a little bit desperate inside of Strongholds, jumping inside of A here. Snipe Down's going to give away his position. StelluR's going to say, okay, I know where you are, but it's one thing to know where Snipe Down is. It's another thing to deal with him. Snipe Down wins the 1v1, which is going to at least allow them maybe to get control of one of these Strongholds. AB now in control of FaZe, and it cannot be understated how important that single kill from Snipe Down was.
It cannot be understated how important it is to shut down Renegade, because right now he's got the snipe. We've seen the work that he can do. Just a little bit of ammo left, just 1 bullet, but already damage done, and Renegade able to swing momentum back in Cloud9's favor very quickly.
4 alive on both teams. Bubu picks up 1. Oh my word, Renegade does not care. Renegade jumps up. Give him some more bullets, someone.
It's
As
the
he
reticle
continues,
placement for me.
it's just ridiculous to watch. Like you said, the reticle placement, but the confidence alongside it, Wes. Like, it's one thing to know where someone is, it's another thing just to jump out and headshot them.
Yeah, and Renegade showing you he's capable of both at a very high level and a very consistent level, and because of it he creates so much space for his team. Once again, Cloud9 was in the driver's seat until he gets taken down. Finally, we're seeing FaZe with some decent control here, but they're gonna have to deal with StelluR with this camo, which could be more than what FaZe can handle right now, as they look to be nowhere near A.
It's not just the camo as well, it's camo mangler. So if anyone gets close, they're going to be eliminated by StelluR. Grenade is going to come in. The camo does expire. There's Bound. Does he have the repulsor? No, he doesn't. And StelluR will pick up one. Falcated in position to maybe stay alive just long enough here. Penguin, oh my word, gets blown into a rogue frag grenade there to survive. And with those plays coming in, Cloud9 lose 2 players, and more importantly, they lose the stronghold. BC in the control here at FaZe.
I'm not even sure if that was on purpose, but we're going to say it was, and that was an incredible repulsor right there to not only knock back the player, but the grenade as well. And because of it, he keeps FaZe in control for now. They're able to start climbing back, chipping away at this lead that Cloud9 has built.
StelluR this time going to have an opportunity to put some more highlights into the clips. Oh my word, there's another one. Snipedown's going to challenge. StelluR after hitting the first one. Can't quite connect with the second 2 bullets from the sniper rifle. Mangler in his hands once more. Falcated's going to be challenging up top. And he will actually win that battle. That is not just important for taking the weapons out of their hand, but also for protecting that C stronghold here for FaZe.
A rare instance of StelluR missing shots. Falcated able to take advantage of it, now putting the snipe himself to use. The snipe down finds another one. 3 go down for Cloud9, and we could be looking at a trip cap shortly for FaZe. And if that's able to be collected for a while, you're going to see FaZe start to run away with this, but that kill on the Falcated right there was massive from Cloud9. It's going to shut down the trip cap for now, but FaZe have now taken the lead here in game 4. We could be on the brink of a game 5 if FaZe can continue this up.
Snipedown trying to escape and manages to do so, and I'm pretty sure he got away with the heat wave as well. So 2 players dead here for Cloud9. Snipedown alive with that heat wave, and A and B in control of FaZe. The respawns are coming in from C9 though. They managed to get control of B, and they've also managed to pick up kills along the way here. So prioritization of picking up kills before strongholds is what has put Cloud9 in a good position here. Bound will be taken down by Renegade. The heat wave in his hands gives him the advantage in that fight.
Renegade trying to stay alive as well, but unfortunately taken down, and FaZe doing a phenomenal job of trading these kills out on the back of bubu's double. Unfortunately, StelluR matches that double with one of his own, make it a triple for StelluR, picking right back up where he left off. That triple kill creates so much space that Cloud9 desperately needed.
Cloud9 will convert C in the meantime, off the back of that play coming in from StelluR as well. They now take the lead, 101 to 97. FaZe trying to convert C for now, but look at StelluR. He's managed to sneak behind enemy lines here. Nobody knows he's there. He manages to pick up one. Renegade will pick up another. Bound trying to do what he can top middle, but StelluR and Renegade combine once more, and that will be a triple cap in effect here for Cloud9.
Yeah, now Cloud9 look for their potential triple cap situation, and what can FaZe do to get out of this? Cloud9 only able to get out of the trip cap situation with some great shots from individuals, so better shots from FaZe are what they're going to need here. Snipedown finds not only one but a second on the eco, so basically breaks his setup completely by himself, catches Penguin trying to run by the middle, shuts him down as well. And Snipedown finding form.
Snipedown, not for the first time, making a big play here for FaZe. He picks up another kill top middle as well to take down StelluR, and with that, FaZe break out of the triple cap for a few moments. They have B control. They're going to flip A for C here by the looks of things, as bubu just worries if there's any ghosts in the tower. As Eco picks up a kill in the feed, bubu has the sniper in his hands here for FaZe. Can they hold long enough to turn that lead back in their favor?
Because he's unable to line the shot on the eco, he takes damage, and who finds the snipe in their hands? It's going to be Renegade that does. They may be able to flip the strongholds, but Renegade with snipe, Penguin with this camo could potentially sway the outcome of this game.
Eco picks up one. Penguin trying to be as elusive as possible. Will pick up 2 kills over at Nest as well, just dancing on top of the structure. Eco moving into B stronghold as well. Snipedown once again having to do some work over at A, and it looks like it's going to be a move from FaZe here towards the sandbags to try and get a pick onto B, but nobody from C9 showing.
No, nobody. Eco going to be playing his life in the back of B. Unfortunately, Snipedown's going to be forced to try and push. Doesn't look like he has much support from his team, but Falcated now jumping in up from Brutes. Snipedown trying to make this play to take down Renegade, but Renegade having all the confidence in the world, able to trade that out efficiently, and 3 go down for FaZe. Falcated by himself and now 4 down. Cloud9 continue the control that they've had for the last minute.
Total control goes to C9. And they're starting to collapse. They're starting to rotate these spawns beautifully. But as I say that, FaZe do pick up 2. So now they will have an opening. Eco in position to maybe slow things down. Penguin trying to defend B desperately at the moment. Bubu's inside of it. The contest comes in. He manages to get the kill and the reset as well. So C9 hold on to B. But there is another player lurking around the corner here. But goodbye. Have a think about that one as he falls into the depths.
Trying to be as difficult kill as he can as well. Great use of the repulsor there from Penguin. Great job to stay alive, buy time, get the reset on the stronghold, and really just allow his team the ability to come off spawn with a little less pressure on them.
Oh, Sonic goes for the ninja, gets the beat down, almost gets the trade as well. Eco now going to be taken down. Double kill here for Falcated. Can they get that camo in their hands for the first time? It feels like in this game. Yes, they can. Falcated with that win. Finally has a power up to work with. But as I say that, the 200-point threshold has been crossed by C9. FaZe making a push onto C here. Eco, though, picking up that kill onto bubu is going to make this exit pretty difficult for them.
It does look like Cloud9 is going to try and protect B here, at least take over B. The overextension to A looks like it was shut down as well. So Falcated going to slow play with this camo. Not too much effectiveness from this camo. Just a stronghold capture to his name. But doing what's asked of him in the situation he's given right now is all he can do. And FaZe now in control. Look to climb back down 50 points.
Kills traded per side. Bound picking up one onto Penguin. Renegade trying to push as well. Should be finished off. StelluR in a 1v1. StelluR wins the 1v1 versus bubu. Escapes with his life for now, but look at the score, everybody at home. FaZe are starting to crawl back into this one. It hasn't been too pretty, but at least they've been doing the job they needed to. Bound in a 1v1. StelluR having that repulsor to stay alive is vital. The frag grenade doesn't do the damage to finish off the kill as well, but they're sniped down and there's Bound, and FaZe starting to roll.
Yeah, I think the repulsor actually benefited Bound there. He's able to stay alive. And then in the kill feed, you see he finds a kill very shortly after. Still going on with the snipe. Eco does find a double in the kill feed, but Bound now on a killing spree. He may have gotten taken down with that repulsor, without that repulsor earlier on, but because he is repulsed, he's able to play his life and then value that situation. And now you're seeing FaZe starting to climb back. Already taking the lead here, 207 to 203. They do lose lives here. They need to be careful, but they're right back in this game 4.
Yeah, the big battle coming in for B has been won by Cloud9. And even though, like you mentioned, Cloud9 did lose the lead, as I finish that sentence, they go back into the lead. Now, this is the icy waters. This is the depths of this series for FaZe. We've seen them fail before, and it's been down to the brilliance of Cloud9 in these moments. Can they reverse what has happened to them previously? Can they ice up when they need to? Capturing B is going to be a good start, but here comes Renegade with a heat wave. Picks up one, snipe down, survives for now, but Renegade will win that battle with the camo heat wave.
Camo heat wave, power up, power weapon once again in Renegade's hands. You're seeing him change the outcome of games once again. Now that he's had it, he's on a 3-kill spree, doing phenomenally, pushing into B, finding those kills, rotating back to A or to C now, however. And right now, you're seeing FaZe with one last-ditch effort to try and break this and take this to a game 5.
233 and rising. Snipe down. Loses the battle to StelluR. 17-4. Another big game coming in from StelluR. FaZe desperately trying to move towards his stronghold, but a triple from Renegade holds the door closed. And with that, FaZe will fall down to the 11th.